She didn't seem to notice that Thorn was both replying and eating reluctantly, as though he was forcing himself not to be rude. Seeing Bernardine so animated, her cheeks flushed with contentment, almost amused Ophelia. She was starting to think that this woman had a virtual need to be someone's mother. The atmosphere changed abruptly when Thorn opened his mouth. "Are you unwell?" He was addressing not to his aunt, but to his fiancée. At this moment, it would have been hard to decide who, out of Bernardine, Aunt Rosaline, and Ophelia, was the most flabbergasted. No, Ophelia finally stammered while staring at her fried egg. She knew it got thinner, but did she look so sick that Thorn himself was shocked? "Unlikely that girl's pampered," sighed Ophelia. "It's rather in fact, who am I exhausting myself instilling a little education into her? Your fiancée is a tantrum as she is stubborn." Thorn threw a suspicious glance toward the dining room window. The rain was pouring endlessly down, casting an impenetrable veil over the landscape. "Why is it raining?" It was the strangest question Ophelia had ever heard. "It's nothing," Bernardine assumed, with a winning smile. "My nerves are just a little on edge." Ophelia now saw the rain beating soundlessly against the windows, though through different eyes. Did the weather reflect the moods of the lady and the miner? Thorn pulled his napkin and rose from the table. "In the case, you can give your nerves a rest. Aunt, I'm taking over." Ophelia was immediately requested to go to her godmother in the library. This didn't particularly thrill them. After the lavatories, it was the chilliest room in the place. Thorn had already methodically arranged his files on the desk. At the back of the room, he opened the window wide without a word. To the ladies, folded endlessly, legs between his desk, and threw himself into studying and scheduling of repayments. "What about us?" demanded Aunt Rosaline. "You pick a book," muttered Thorn. "It seems to me that there's no shortage here. Couldn't we at least go outside a little? We haven't set foot outside for an eternity." "You pick a book," muttered Thorn, repeated with a hard accent of his. Exasperated, Aunt Rosaline furiously grabbed a dictionary and sat as far away from Thorn as possible, at the other end of the room, and started to examine the state of the paper, page after page. No less disappointment, Ophelia leaned on her eyebrows at the window and breathed in the odorless air of the garden. The rain, which was bucketing down, disappeared the moment it splashed on her glasses, as though the illusion had reached its limits. "It's really strange to get water that didn't wet one's face." Ophelia stretched out her hand. She could almost touch the rose bushes in front of her. She would have preferred a real garden with real plants and a real sky. But she still had a burning desire to climb out of this window. Hadn't her punishment lasted long enough? She watched Thorn from the corner of her glasses, too cramped behind his little desk, his shoulders hunched forward, head low, sharp nose buried in a file. He seemed indifferent to everything other than his reading. Ophelia might just have, not been there.